All right, it is May 29th, and well, it's 113 outside, and I guess it's a good thing we're all staying inside still. Anyways, let's not go. All right, welcome to another episode of Every Show Joe Says Nako, helping you find live streams and awesome stuff going on from artists around Phoenix, nationwide, and a little bit across the world. Plus, okay, there's a couple of live shows in here. I'm still throwing them in there. If you want to know my whole fucking take on it, you can go watch the beginning of last week's episode. But I am keeping an eye on things, trying to figure out what's the best approach. Things look like they're getting better. We'll see. But I was reading an article on that. But of course, the concert scene's gonna be weird for a while through people I've talked to and venues and things I've been reading. So that's the only downer. But regardless, there probably should be music coming and probably a lot of local stuff once we do get everything back in order. But it'll be a little different, even the venue stuff. So just a heads up, set your expectations where they probably should be. But yeah, so anyways, but let's get right into it. Of course, the normal rigmarole, the things that I go through. And of course, you want to support me, you can always do a couple of things for me. You can hit over here, there should be a little icon, or down below, hit subscribe, help me get those numbers up, because as those goes up, I might one day make advertising revenue off these. But second off, because of that, I have patreon.com/everyshowjoe, so you can always, even just $1 a month helps me out there, that kind of stuff. Of course, let's see what else. You can keep up on everyshowjoe.com and on social media stuff. So, especially Instagram, I think that's where everyone. Anyways, but yeah. So there's that. Now into the rest of the rigmarole. Of course, you want to support your friends. You want to support the music industry. The biggest, easiest way you can do it is go buy the band merch, like the Deadbeat Hymns. Buy their shirts, buy their music. Like, they're still releasing stuff like Bandcamp. Well, now all I can think of is Bandcamp. But yeah, and their personal merch stores. You can go on there, find their CDs, find their face masks, all that kind of stuff. And that's the easiest way, directly giving the bands money and support them. So really cool right there. Some of them are also taking tips. I don't think I've mentioned that before, but some of them are taking tips, and you can go give them money just directly if you don't care about any of the merch or buying any merch right now, that kind of stuff. Other things you can do is the National Independent Venue Association, NIVA, has been organized to help represent over 1,000 independent venues, including some of your favorites here, like the Rebel Lounge, Crestmont Ballroom, I think Marquee, Nile, all that stuff is part of that. And one way you can help is bring it to the attention of your state representatives, and they have it pretty easily set up to do that. Go to NIVASSOC.org/take action, and you can automatically send an email to all your state representatives. So really cool stuff there, and your support. We also have the Crew Nation Global Relief Fund, and that's for live music crews. Like I said, I know it would open up on the 18th, so you might still be able to apply if you're part of like the stage crews setting up stuff around like Phoenix, all that kind of stuff. So they have a way to support you a little bit in these times where they're a little tougher. Let's see what else. Of course, the Navajo Nation and the tribes have been hit hard by this virus, and one way you can support is there is a benefit compilation, the Stay Home Navajo Nation COVID-19 benefit compilation, to be specific, with Joystick, Bridge City Centers, Low Cash Ninjas, Amigo the Devil, and more. And that one, all the funds are going to the Navajo and Hopi families COVID-19 relief fund, the Northern Dying COVID-19 relief effort, and more. So you can give awesome little music comp and give them money to help them out as they fight this horrible, horrible thing. Other ways are GoFundMe's are set up for Lost Leaf, Marquee Theater. I think Time Out Lounge even does still have one. So you can do that. Plus the Trunk Space, they're over on Mighty Cause. So mightycause.com/organization/the Trunk Space if you want to donate to them. Let's see. Plus some of them are still selling shirts to benefit their staff. And that would be Rebel Lounge, that would be the Lunchbox, Yucca Tap Room, all those shirts are supposed to be going to their staff, that kind of stuff. So you can always support that way. And then speaking of Yucca and the Lunchbox, they're both doing takeout alcohol. Yucca's actually also doing takeout food, so you can always pick that up from there and support them that way and get some awesome pretty delicious food that way. They also have a compilation that supports the artists on it and their staff. If you go to yuckataproom.bandcamp.com, that is where you can find it. Chip Hanna of TSOL, One Man Army, United X Bombs, that kind of stuff. He's on there. Jason DeVore, Mike Sparrow, Authority Zero, Critical Miss, Still Drunk Still, Sore Eyes, Meatbag of No Composure, and Squared, Kristen Taylor of Miles of Nowhere, Andy Higgins. You know, a lot of really good artists and local artists. So you can go support that way. Then the recording studios should be opening up, I believe, now. And they were by appointment last I checked. So like SER Soundworks, Underdog Studios, all that kind of stuff. You can go support them now. Schedule your appointments, practice, record some of that stuff. Supposedly people are writing in these times. That kind of stuff. Plus, bartenders, if they're not already open and making some money, there was, and I should double check this, but you can always go check just in case, and if you want to. There's a Google Doc that you could do digital tips to a bunch of bartenders from around the valley. It's in the COVID-19 Mutual Aid Group, Phoenix metro area. There we go. Full old mouthful there. Plus, mention the Music Cares Coronavirus Relief Fund. This one is for the musicians watching this. That was set up by Live Nation, a way that you can make money off of shows that you were supposed to play that were booked that got canceled. You just got to show the proof of the show that got canceled and that you were supposed to make the money on. So that's really cool. But yeah, so that's some of the ways you can support them. Of course, you're here probably for this part where you're like, all right, what shows are coming up or what streams should I watch, right? That kind of stuff. Well, I got ways for you to do that too. Of course, there are some good resources that I'm even using right now because there's no real centralized way to find everything. But like follow Social Distance Party on Instagram, which they were teaming up with, was it Riot Fest or The Fest? The Fest. They were teaming up with The Fest. I should have all my details before I go to record now. So that's really cool for some of their streams. The COVID Concert Series has people sharing their music and video, plus sharing events. So really cool there. And yeah. Plus, I'll get into further stuff. But let's get right into it tonight, which you probably already watched this. You probably see it on my Instagram story. The Dropkick Murphys were streaming live from Fenway Park. Yes, from the baseball diamond, from the one down in Boston that, well, it's not being used right now. So, really cool. And they had Bruce Springsteen play one of their songs and play one of his. So you can go check out that video will be archived on their YouTube and on their Facebook. So really cool stuff there. There is a Coping with Dystopia 11 this week with Danbert No Bacon. No Bacon? It looks like No Bacon. Of Chumbawamba. So Elliot Loser of We the Heathens. And Yankee Roses, Elna Street, Teenage Halloween, Half My Halloween, Joe Bartel, and more. That one's starting around 3 o'clock today. So really cool. Those shows have been going on really well. Actually, to my left, I have on a window, streaming as I'm recording this, but we got Mercy Music streaming from Vegas with the AV Vegas guys. So you can go check out their stream. I think on AV Vegas account. I'm watching it on the Mercy Music Facebook. But yeah, that one started at 6:30 tonight. Really good dudes, really good music. So definitely check that out. We got the live chat and video premiere from Las Choyas Peligrosas of, well, here at 6:45. Lenny Lashley always streaming around 3 to 4 on Fridays. We got the Riot Fest at home with Chris Conley of Saves the Day doing an acoustic set at 6 tonight. Got Ross from Idiotkin hosting an acoustic jam with Adam Blaylock, Jeremy Burgett, Chris and Colin of Herbside High over Pub Rock. I think starting at 7 if I got my details right. Of course, take appropriate safety cautions if you are going to head out there. But enjoy yourself if you are. Let's see. And then moving on to Saturday. And this one has a big one, which if you were watching my Instagram stories, you probably noticed I was watching, and a couple pictures I guess I took, of the punk rock bowling stuff, which I thought was a lot of fun. And that TSOL set, holy fuck. Well, another tradition at Punk Rock Bowling is the Hogs and Heifers Punk Rock Hoedown. And, well, they're going to be doing it virtually this year. Saturday, tomorrow, if you're watching on a Friday, featuring Authority Zero, Jim Lindberg of Pennywise, Justin and Chris of Anti-Flag, Matt Hensley and Nathan Maxwell of Flogging Molly, Miss Stacey D, Backup, Pulley, Jared of Bowling for Soup, Trevor Keith of freaking Face to Face, Parcel Preachers, Counterpunch, Gregory Lee, Brian Wallstrom, Sniper 66, Bishop Greaves, Homeless Gospel Choir. Yep, I just tripped over my own tongue. Venomous Pinks from here, along with Lucky Egypts, who are fucking awesome. You probably have heard of them or seen me wearing a shirt. I don't know which episode, but yes. The Let Me Down, Buster Shuffle, and so many more. And if I got my times right, it's at 11 Central Time, which is 10 o'clock Arizona time. So it should be starting around 10, and it's running through 7 p.m. on the Punk Saves Lives and Hogs and Heifers Facebook. So definitely tune into that at some point tomorrow. It's going to be fucking killer. And then also, speaking of awesome stuff, and this one is for Europe, not all out of Europe. So it's got a very early start Saturday. But it's the very last SBAM couch edition featuring Spike Slauson, a Gimme Gimme, Stacey D, Jason DeVore of Authority Zero, Russ from Good Riddance, Sam Again, Ted, Gen Pop, Chris Rowe, Ray of Teenage Bottle Rocket. We got Yodam Ben Horn, Joe McMahon, Josh Lewis doing a drum set from the Bomb Pops, and more. That one's starting at what looks like 5 a.m. our time here in Arizona. So, probably when you wake up, just see what you catch. At worst, unless you really do want to wake up, it's just good commitment on you. But yeah, so 2 big blown out, and you could probably go from one to the other now I'm thinking about it, depending on your sleep schedule and if you want to be up that early. But also other streams that'll be going on. We got Groovered Out, as it's being called, live stream featuring members from both Dropped Out and Hans Groover and the Diehards at the Metropolis Facebook and Instagram. So that one's 7 p.m. We got Supernova Saturdays, as always, with Johnny Bravo from Rude King and Mr. Kingpin. And we got Riot Fest at home, another episode with Sleep on It at 6 p.m. So really cool stuff. And man, this is a really good Saturday of just streaming stuff. Sunday, we've got the Wish You Were Here online. Oh, wait, nope, this one I did not delete from last week. I apologize. All right, there we go. All right, so we got 2 that I'm going to mention for Sunday. We got the Carter Drive sessions, as always, featuring this week Let Me Downs and Sad Mobile, starting at 7 o'clock on the Carter Drive Facebook and YouTube channels, so you can tune in either place. We also got Marcus Geard of the Slackers doing Sunday Happy Hour. It looks like it's starting around 1 o'clock, so you can watch him, and if I remember right, his fancy mustache. But yeah, really cool. Then Relax Monday. Tuesday's the usual Trunk Space Tuesday fundraisers. Artists are always announced after I do this recording, but tune in. Also, there will be a donation link on there mentioned, so if you want to give money to the Trunk Space, more ways through there. Wednesday is the normal Megaran stream with guest. I guess I forgot to mention K Murdoch last week, so I apologize. But yeah, he always seems to be streaming every Wednesday, so you can go watch Megaran do some awesome stuff, and usually with a killer guest, and that starts around 5 o'clock. Thursday, we've got Pop Icons doing their EP release digitally after all this stuff got the live stuff canceled. But it's really cool because Acne Superstars is going to be streaming on there, and Sad Mobile from Music Loft Studios. So I'm excited, especially because Acne Superstar you should fucking check out too. And having heard the Pop Icons EP they're releasing, it's really good too. So definitely recommend go check that out on Thursday. Plus, we got the Fest at Home, one that I always seem to have some weird overlap with my work schedule where I kind of forget, and then when I do remember, it's over. Yeah, but I did catch the one the dude that sings about squash, and that was hilarious and awesome. And but anyways, so this Thursday we've got my own friend here, Chris Fox, of Boss Daughter of Vampirates. He's gonna be streaming there with Hungry Anthem, Bong Mountain, and Teenage Halloween starting at 4 p.m. Arizona time. Of course, there's the usual Chris Murray stream, 5 o'clock, and I think he usually goes for, an hour? So, and that is one of the best music I have enjoyed while we're in the self-quarantine and all that kind of stuff. So, really cool stuff. Then, yeah, next Friday, we've got Lenny Lashley, as always, remind you, 3 or 4 o'clock, he will be probably streaming some awesome music. Super awesome, dude. Super awesome music. We also got Houston and the Dirty Rats. They're doing their virtual record release. That's starting at 5 o'clock. And then one physical show, a little rockabilly for you, psychobilly. And that is Dead at Midnight with the Freak Billies and Buried in Red at Chopper John's, 8 p.m. Of course, take appropriate safety precautions if you are heading out there. But hopefully you enjoy it. And yeah, so that is a lot of fun stuff. And a lot of awesome ways to watch music virtually and a little bit in person. So, but of course, like I said, there's no real centralized way, so of course, some of the things I do is like just open up Instagram, look at the top, be like, all right, who's live, and I'll just stumble upon people, and it's awesome sometimes when I stumble upon people like Yodam Ben Horn. That was one that I've stumbled upon. Now I've noticed he's streaming at a certain time. I think it's usually around noon, but at first I didn't realize that was the case, and really fun to stumble on that. But yeah, like Playboy Man Baby, even tonight, I think Robbie's answering or giving bad advice, I think is what it is. So he's answering questions through Instagram Live. So if you want to tune in, they're doing really cool stuff. We got Squared, who did their stream. We got Homeless Gospel Choir, which I believe still doing regular streams. We got Chris number 2, AJJ. Sean is definitely, I know AJJ. But yeah, so there's always people regularly streaming. Brian Mogul, speaking of Idiokin, there's Ross and Reese doing separate streams. That kind of stuff. So just keep an eye on it. And I think also another thing I remember is Facebook. If you go to the live section, I've noticed it starts to actually show me pages that I like if they're live. So there is at least kind of an organized way to do it. Give or take. But yeah, so really cool stuff. Hopefully you guys are doing well, keeping safe, keeping as healthy as you can. And I will hopefully see you guys next week or in one of these online chats watching these awesome live streams with me. So take care till next week.